I'm Kate Morgan. I'm a lawyer and a writer, and in my first book, Murder, the Biography, I'm going to be talking all things murder and manslaughter and everything in between, and the book's going to be published in spring of 2021. I think it's fair to say we're all a little bit obsessed with murder, whether it's on the news or in films, documentaries, or in books. We just can't get enough of it. And as a lawyer, what fascinated me about that is what's the real story of the law behind this? What's the real crime that we're so obsessed with? So I started looking at my old textbooks and looking into the cases that have really shaped the law of homicide in this country down the centuries. What I found in there was a collection of stories that was darker and stranger and just more compelling really than any crime fiction I'd ever read, which made me think that somebody ought to write a book about this stuff. So that's what I've done. The book itself is a history of the law of murder in the UK. It goes from its Anglo-Saxon beginnings, when the crime of murderum was first introduced into England, right up to the big disasters and terrible catastrophes at the end of the 20th and beginning of the 21st centuries that are currently doing so much to shape the law of corporate homicide in this country. In between, there's some fascinating characters who populate these stories. There's the shipwrecked Victorian cannibals who ate the cabin boy and posed the question of, is eating people always illegal? There are the sloppy doctors and dangerous drivers that shaped the law of manslaughter at the beginning of the 20th century. And then in the 1950s, there's a collection of some very controversial murder cases that did so much to bring about the abolition of the death penalty in this country. So lots and lots to get your teeth into with this subject. And what was fascinating to me as I've been writing the book is that there is so much more when you get into it to true crime than just serial killers and psychopaths. There's a few of those in there, but you know, the book looks at things as well as law and crime. It looks at politics and justice and history and social history and criminology and psychology and almost everything in between. And what I found particularly pertinent and really incredible is that when you look at the law of murder, it's not been shaped by the really wicked and the really evil people. It's more the unfortunates and the misguided and just the poor judgment of people sometimes that have had the most impact on this. To me, what makes that really chilling is that it very easily could be any one of us that are caught up in this, that are involved in one of these very everyday human interactions that just goes slightly awry, and it's got terrifying consequences for everybody involved. And at the end of the day, the scariest stories are always the ones that are true. So I can't wait for the book to be published, and I really hope you enjoy reading about the history of murder as much as I've enjoyed writing about it. Thank you.